Good morning. This is Reverend Pam Geagan from the Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley with our Four Assumptions meditation. If you were with me yesterday morning, I did the entire meditation, which I'll do today, beginning at the very beginning, the first thing. But as I left, and then someone called me and said, your Facebook is still running, and the only way I could get out of it remotely is to take down the entire meditation. So we're going to start again today, and I'm glad you're with me today. And so it is the four agreements that we're starting with, and it's Don Miguel Ruiz, his famous book. And it's so simple and yet so deep. And so the four agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, which we spent 2 weeks on. And this week we're looking at don't make assumptions. And the fourth is always do your best. And these practical and simple agreements you make with yourself in detail, the premise and the promise is that by focusing your attention on them, you will start conquering the inner negative tapes which are now running your life. And so as we begin, we're going to absolutely start by just relaxing in, doing that relaxation exercise, and just seeing that wonderful light surrounding us, all around us. That heaven world from the crown all the way down to the third eye. And then just see your skull and feel it relaxing as you relax in your chair or your bed or whatever you're doing. Just relaxing in your mind, your heart, your soul, your body. And feel that energetic presence coming down through the crown. Relaxing the crown, and then the third eye, just relaxing in the third eye between the brows. And if there is tension between the brows, just relaxing them in, getting rid of the bacon row, as I call it, the furrowed brow. And going down to the cheeks and relaxing the cheeks. And I always use my fingers as energy wands because we're all energy. And when you direct your thoughts and then that energy coming down from the heaven world all the way through your body, down through your hands, and then you can actually feel the energy coming out. So I use them as energy wands, not only directing my thought, but actually using them to project and direct energy. So down through the cheekbones, down through the jaw, and even be like, you may even feel like a slack jaw there. And the tongue and the teeth relaxing in. And then going down to the throat chakra, just relaxing the throat. And then taking those energy wands and opening up the heart chakra, the beautiful emerald green heart chakra. And I always see that lotus opening up my heart. I think that everything working together is when we recreate and reveal and get close, well, where we reveal who we really are, the love, the wisdom, the eternal thoughts that have always been inside of us, waiting for us to open up to them, and the eternal good that we are in the soul. So I always say, if you want to change the world, it's heart by heart by heart, thought by thought by thought. But it's your passion that brings it in, the heart, into this planet. So then we see that opening, and we feel that energy going back to our shoulders, back up our neck, back of the crown. Feel that energy just going down the crown, down the shoulders, down the vertebrae, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Relaxing any, if there's knots there or anything, just relaxing in. And then feeling that energy going down the upper arms, down to the elbows, down to the lower arm, out the wrists and the fingers, just relaxing them in. And I always just naturally relax my hands on my lap and I turn them upward, feeling that light surrounding me. And then going down from the fingers, coming right back up, down the back, down the sit bones, around to the front. And relaxing the upper stomach, our solar plexus. And then going down and relaxing the sacral chakra below the belly button, that beautiful orange chakra. And then down through the root chakra between our legs, relaxing that ruby red, then relaxing the hips, relaxing the thighs. Feel the energy going down, down through the knees and relaxing the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet. And feel that energy going right down to the middle earth. And then anchor it there. And then relaxing in for the rest of this meditation. I'll be talking about don't make assumptions and also ending with affirmations. And let us connect though with this energy, feel it just flowing all around us. Let's take those deep, deep breaths and using whatever word connects you with the oneness, which is the allness and the nothingness, all at the heaven world, the higher aspirations. I always say, God, you can use whatever deep, whatever connects you, divine source, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Moses, Mohammed, whatever it is, just connect Allah. And so let us just breathe in on the in-breath, silently, God is. Feeling that energy from the on the high going down all around with I am. Because whatever we say with the I am is powerful. And that is where we take responsibility for it all and have it out picture in our lives on the out breath. So 2 more silently. And like all of life, this agreement, don't make assumptions, is intertwined with all of the agreements. And I've mentioned before, once the first one is mastered, be impeccable with your word, then all fall into place easily, weaving in and out and supporting one another. Our thought becomes our word and out pictures in our world. And so when we take responsibility for changing our thoughts and changing them into positive ways of seeing world and seeing a new reality, erasing the negative, compassionately embracing the positive within ourselves, then we do that not only to ourselves, but with everyone else. And so being impeccable with your word changes your thinking, changes the world. The second agreement, making anything, taking nothing personally. And the third agreement are so closely related, which is don't make assumptions. So when you're looking in that positive way, we understand that we cannot go into another person's head and know what they're thinking. But many times we think that we do know those things. And so we make assumptions. When we misunderstand and take things personally, we end up creating a whole big drama, as Don Miguel Ruiz says. All the sadness and drama you've ever had in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. The whole world and all the control between humans is about making assumptions and taking things personally, as our whole negative sadness is wrapped up into that. And when we do that, that is when we create the personal poison that changes our whole way of being. So do you ever read texts or emails or even phone conversations, take them in and think you have the other person, and you believe you know their reason and understand their reason and their intentions for their motivations? But that assumption is based on your reality and your beliefs. They are not. And so not making assumptions is also speaking with clarity and asking questions. Question everything. And I always tell the story, and I told this yesterday if you were with me, about my husband, Patrick, when our daughter was a baby, and I hadn't been out of the house for a long time, and it was before VCRs and before DVDs and before internet and all those things. And I just love film and I love movies. And so I said to my husband, Patrick, I said, let's go to the drive-in movie. We can do that. And so he said, okay. And we're at the movie and I'm loving whatever film it was. I don't even remember, when he turns to me and says, why are you doing this to me? And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, you know, I hate the drive-in. Well, that was news to me. I'd never heard that before. And in his past, he had a horror experiences with drive-in movies, and literally. And so I said, oh my gosh, I did not know that. But he assumed that I was attacking him in some way. And that was a big aha for me, to make sure with clarity what I wanted and what I was assuming that he wanted. We were not always on the same page. So remember from last week, your reality is simply that your reality, and that is the other people's reality is. So why do people assume things? I think there's really some very interesting reasons. Assuming is safer than the truth, allowing you to live in a fantasy. Assuming is a great distraction from dealing with your feelings. Assuming allows you to impose your reality on other people, expecting them to think and act the same way you do. So when we make assumptions, we believe our assumptions are the truth. We assume we know what other people are thinking and feeling. And then we end up subsequently blaming them and sending emotional poison their way. And absolutely in that communication and in that energetic field, that poison comes back to you in tenfold. And sometimes we're just afraid to ask for clarification. So we make assumptions and we defend and base gossip on what we try to prove right after that we are right. So a whole lot of suffering occurs. So we know that a lot of our problems in relationships come from making assumptions. So how do we stop again making assumptions? We find the courage is one of the most important ones, as I said before, to ask the questions, to express what we really want to communicate with others as clearly as you can, to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you completely can transform your life, your comments, and connect with others without any barriers or any poison, as I say, that comes between you. sending with clear words and reception. Recipient does not, if the recipient doesn't understand you, they can ask, just as you can ask, to see if there's been any miscommunication by clarifying their intention. So don't assume and then worry about the worst that can happen. Take reasonable precautions. Do your reasonable best to protect yourself, then forget about the future until another protective step can reasonably be taken if you are unsure about what is happening. This will make for a happier life. In the worst case, this approach will save tons of needless worry and many more likely cases that will come up. So now let's just take a moment and breathe that in. And I'll begin with my affirmations. And as I stay in the I am, please personalize these affirmations to erase the negative thinking, erase the assumptions that you've made in the past that no longer serve you, and to embrace a new way of showing up in happier joy, in happiness and joy and love, and just being in the moment, moment by moment by moment, to embrace all the good that's being sent your way and absolutely is waiting for you to open up to it. So I am loving and accepting myself as I am knowing, but by doing this, I am loving others more fully so that they love me. All my relationships are now loving and harmonious. I am now attracting the perfect relationships into my life based on spiritual principle and that love of the heart. I am deserving of love and happiness. I am attracting only loving and unloved people that uplift me into my life. My friends are mutually loving and supportive. I am letting go of the past, knowing it has no power over me. I am forgiving myself and all those that need to be forgiven as powerfully as I forgive myself. I am loving and I am accepting the way I am, and I am loving and accept others the way they are. I recognize that everyone that I am coming into contact with appreciates me for the wonderful person I am, for I am open and receptive to accepting that good that they see in me. I am making friends easily wherever I go. I am no longer giving power by assuring the worst about people, places, things, or events. I am allowing them to no longer upset or bother or agitate me. This means I am giving them power over me, and I let go, because that negative power comes back to me tenfold. I am recognizing and supporting the healthy changes I make and others are making in their lives. I am embracing and deserve the things that are good in my life. I am recognizing and accepting all the competence I have and capability I have. I have the ability to make those choices for personal growth toward a healthy and satisfying life, moment by moment by moment. So, your assignment this week and for tomorrow is to focus your attention on assumptions, looking for meaning in what someone does say or doesn't say, and what they mean when you don't get the response you expect. Each time you catch yourself making an assumption, write it down in your journal. Again, it's important to do this without judgment. Just say what is so. Write what is so. This exercise is about increasing your level of awareness. So don't beat yourself up for the assumptions you make. You have developed over many years that you are now shifting right here and right now in this moment. So I am calling today good and very good as I wake up in my chair, body, mind, heart relaxed, soul renewed. And as I wake up and feel the energy in my chair, I hear my voice, open my eyes, come back to reality if you ever went out of reality. And I say, Namaste. I love each and every one of you. God is the power and presence within each and every one of us, in and through and all of us, the thing itself. And peace out. Have a blessed, wonderful day. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Mwah! Peace out. Bye.